And I got a phone call from my brother. Now, does anybody call you with good news when you're in Europe? No. So there'd been a family wedding, and my father was there, and he was dancing with one of his granddaughters. And he had a massive heart attack, and he died. It was like minutes. And it wasn't like he's really sick, you need to get home as soon as you can. This is over. You're finding out about it, and it's already done. And so what I had to do is I had to get on a plane and fly home and do the funeral. And then I had to go back to Halifax where I was and do the last mass for my parish because I was moving. And then I had to start a new parish that next weekend. So the 3 hardest things you can do: lose somebody you love, change jobs, and move. I did all those in about 10 days, right? And it was hard. And when I was back doing my dad's funeral, maybe you've had this experience or something like this. Technically, I'd done hundreds of these. I knew what to do. Emotively, this stuff's welling up inside of me. That's my mother with the little quiver in her chin on the other side of the casket. Those are my siblings that are looking at me like, okay, tell us what to do here. I don't know. And I had to ask myself this fundamental question: do I really believe this? Because up until now, I told people about God. Now it's my family that needs this. And as it was, I had just been in Florence. Now, how often do I get to say that? You know, the weekend before, I was in Florence. Well, I was. I was in Rome. We did a side trip to Florence. And there are beautiful, beautiful paintings there. And a lot of them have a religious theme to them, and many of them are about martyrdom, people who died for their faith. And it's a very strange, when you look closely at these masterpieces, these are things I used to see in books, right? I've never been anything like that before. And on the faces of the people in the paintings was this mix of emotions. These arrows hurt. Like some guy tied to a post full of arrows. Like this is not pleasant. But I can barely or begin to see something beautiful coming. Life and eternity. Like it was never about the arrows, it's about transcendent faith. And you put both those emotions and maybe a couple more in one face, it looks odd. But that's what I was feeling. You see, 10 years before, when I was brand new as a priest, my father had had a minor heart attack. And I came rushing back from where I was about an hour away, and I went to the hospital, and I anointed him. And again, of course, I've done this before, but now it's personal. So when I'm anointing and praying with him, interiorly, I'm saying, okay, Lord, if I got any credit in the bank, right here, this is what I want. Please do something. Now, I didn't feel anything much more than concern and worry. About a month later, my father told me, when I prayed over him, he had a deep sense of peace that flooded from the top of his head right through his body. And it never left him. Now, I didn't feel that. He felt it. And for the next 10 years, he was the life of the